Well, we are here. First YouTube live stream of 2020. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. We're going to talk about how do you take your book and no marketing budget, don't spend a ton of money on your book. How do you still get all these different sales? That's what we're going to talk about in this live stream. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave them in the live chat. I'll be looking through questions, answering your questions, helping you guys along your self-publishing journey. But when it comes to book marketing, there are so many people who think that you need to have a lot of money for you to have a successful book launch, but that is just not the case. Money does help, but money could also be a pitfall. Money can just say, okay, if I just throw some money into Amazon ads, this is going to work. And Amazon ads do work. It's just that if you only think that way, you limit your marketing capabilities. So that's why when you don't have as much money, you get more creative with the different ways that you promote your books. So we're going to cover a few of them in this video. But the thing that really is the foundation for any marketing effort that does not involve spending cash are the relationships. The relationships you make with other authors are going to accelerate your self-publishing journey and just get you more sales for your books. One of the things you could do is use your self-publishing relationships to have other people promote your book, then in exchange, you promote their book as well. So there's certainly a lot of different dynamics for a relationship. It could be social media, it can be just emails, and we have Keith here. Oh, we have Jess. Okay, we've got a lot of people already in the chat. This is really exciting. I do have to lean forward just because I can't see far away, but using relationships is such a great strategy. I know, Jess, you're really good at LinkedIn. I've had you on my show to talk about that, but relationships are very big if you are going to go the book marketing without spending a penny. And the relationships are also really great for building relationships for different things that can happen later on. Another great thing to do is get on other people's podcasts. Podcasting is by far my favorite medium. And I think when it comes to podcasting, there are a lot of benefits to starting your own. But if you are just getting started, then getting on other people's podcasts is a really easy way to get in. All you really have to do is just find people who are in your niche, who have podcasts. Just go to like Stitcher or go to Apple Podcasts or any podcast player, and then just simply search for your niche. So if you want to be on podcasts that center around, let's say, Instagram, then search Instagram on Stitcher, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and those different podcasts will come up. You then reach out to people one by one to say, hey, I saw your show. I really enjoyed this particular episode, and, provide context, and then say, I'd love to be on your show, because that is the extra step that so many people do not take. A key part of being successful with self-publishing, if you're not going to spend a ton of money, is the relationships and taking them all to the next level. So instead of just writing an email saying, I would love to be on your show because I feel like I could provide so much value to your community, take it to that next level. Say, I really appreciated you putting out this episode with this person. Really great episode. Loved it. I loved what you talked about at that part of the clip. And I feel like I could provide a lot of value to your listeners as well. So getting on other people's podcasts is such a great way to expand your business. Another great way is to just also invite people on your podcast, because this is such an easy way to build relationships with authors. I mean, what easier way to build a relationship with an author who you don't know yet and just say, hey, I want you on my podcast. Let's talk. And then you have a 20 to 30 minute conversation. And then just like that, the conversations are going to build, and you are going to build relationships with more authors. One thing you can do is you can even, during a podcast interview where you are the guest or you are the host, ask them who do they know? So by referral, you could expand your network. And if you are someone looking to start your own podcast, I do have a free training course, 5-day podcast launch, where you are able to effectively launch your very own show within 5 days. And there are a lot of reasons to start your own podcast, but that free course is in the description. And I bring this up because, again, podcasting, you can make it free. I mean, just doing interviews like this on YouTube, really allows you to interview people and have that dynamic where you are interviewing someone and growing your audience. So that link is in the description for anyone who's interested. If you do want to take interviews to the next level, and we will be going beyond interviews very soon. Don't worry. I see a lot of people in the chat. I just can't see you right now because the screen's too far away. I will be looking at those shortly. But virtual summits are a really great thing as well because you interview people, you get a whole bunch of people to promote your opt-in page, which can help you grow your email list. And virtual summits, I mean, I feel like a lot of people think they're super complicated to set up. All you really have to do is interview 20 to 30 people. If you want to make this completely free, make the summit sessions, the interviews, unlisted YouTube videos. That way, you bring people to the YouTube content. You can even grow your YouTube channel in the process, and that helps you with watch time, that helps you with your other videos, that helps you with Google AdSense if you have that on your channel. So virtual summits are a really great way to promote your books because not only are you going to see a surge in email subscribers, but you could also theme the summit around your books. So Content Marketing Secrets is behind me, Content Marketing Success Summit. Wealthy Author is behind me, the Wealthy Author Summit. Podcast Dominations behind me, Profitable Podcasting Summit. So you can do a virtual summit around your book. This could be a really great strategy to do pre-launch. This could also be a really great strategy to get evergreen sales for your books. And especially during the launch of the book, to have a virtual summit would be really awesome to do. Just looking at comments really quick. Jane, hi Jane, thank you so much for coming. Lee from Australia, that is incredible. I know you guys have like a 12-hour time zone difference, so this is like 2 a.m. for you. I don't know what part, but I mean, really awesome stuff coming here. And we got Solution Focus. I have to catch the replay. All right, that's terrific. I will be hoping you catch the replay, and I appreciate you for coming here during the live stream. So thank you guys so much for coming. We got so much more. I know during the Facebook Live leading up to this, because some people may be coming here from the Facebook Live, one of the things that I suggest people do is have multiple covers for your book and basically share them on your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, and say, hey, I have 3 different covers. Let me know which of the covers you guys like the most. And by doing that, you're getting your audience to truly engage with your book creation process. It's not like, here is my book, I have finally published it and buy it. It's, I need your help. This is a very important decision with my book. And you know, a book cover, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but we all know that like book covers are vital when it comes to sales. So being trusting enough to let people get involved in that process builds up the hype for your book and helps you create better covers. I recently did this for my book, The Wealthy Author, changed the cover. The one you see in the video, we did recently change that cover because I gave 3 cover ideas. People said they really liked a certain cover, but at the same time, there was a little mixed opinions. Like, it was pretty close. One cover slightly stood out. So instead of taking that cover and putting it on Amazon, I decided, let me take that cover that I feel like most people liked and create more variations around it. So I did the first post, 3 different covers of The Wealthy Author. I did a second post with 3 more covers. During this posting, the book is building up in sales. And then eventually, I changed the cover. So this is a strategy you can use not just for promoting your book that just came out or your book that is about to come out, but you could also use these strategies to bring back an older book. Like my book, The Wealthy Author, is now back to producing more sales because I took the time to change the cover. I took the time to ask my audience for feedback. And when you get people involved in your process, that's just going to build a know, like, and trust. And I know you guys, I mean, it's really awesome you're here. This is my first live stream. That's why I want to give you guys a free course. Just want to pop this up here. This is my Boost Your Productivity course. It's on Udemy. It's only going to be free for the next 2 days. The link is there. That's just an exclusive thing that I mean, I appreciate you guys for being here for the live. I mean, so far it's going really well. Let's just see what happens for the rest of it. But that is my course that I'll be offering for free. Just the way Udemy does it, I could only be making it free for the next 2 days. And that's pretty much it. I'll just leave that up there for a little more. I saw a comment again. I have to like lean in. We got Keith. Ask people to pick a cover. Yeah. I mean, I feel like just even if you know, like that's a great point. Even if you know what cover that you want, I mean, just to get people's engagement is really powerful, because it just gives that whole perspective of, getting people involved with your entire process, getting people involved with the decision making and making them feel like a part. And sometimes you could be 100% clear on the cover, and then your opinion changes based on everyone saying like, I want this cover. But it is such a great way to get people engaged. So just thank you for sharing that insights, Keith. And I do appreciate you for sticking with me for this live stream. In addition to the cover, the next thing you could do is just look for ways to get on the media for free. The best place to really do this is HARO, stands for Help a Reporter Out. If you have not heard of it yet, I mean, get on that now. Check that out. HARO I actually use it for myself because my website has an Alexa rank under 1 million, so I'm able to submit queries there. So sometimes, if you want to get on my blog or something like that, that is something that I use HARO to do that sometimes, to find great people. But you see a lot of media outlets use it, like New York Times uses it, ABC uses it, like any media outlet you can think of probably uses HARO to get some of its stories. And the thing with getting featured in the media, it's not like, let's say ABC. It's not you getting featured on ABC. It's you talking with someone who can get you on ABC, like one of the anchors or whoever, talking with one of those people, building a relationship with one person. So rather than thinking of like appearing on ABC or getting written up in Forbes or Inc., instead of thinking as, the whole entity, which can really look intimidating, it's just you really needing to know one person, building that relationship really well, and then that can help you get those different appearances for your book. And you can expand this relationship even more, where you could be like an Inc. Like I know they have a lot of columnists, so you could even expand that way. It's really just based on, again, when you don't have as much money to spend on the marketing, you get much more creative with the marketing that you do. I love HARO for connecting with journalists and being able to meet a lot of more people who can really provide a lot of value to my tribe. So in addition to HARO, we also have free book promotions. We're going to just a few more different things. Then we'll open up more to Q&A. I'll make the screen a little bigger so I don't have to lean in. But anyways, free book promos are really great for especially new authors because they allow you to build an audience quicker. So with the free book, there's no restriction. There's no reason for someone not to buy because your book is free, and that is awesome. And with that setup, you are going to get people who wouldn't have bought from you to suddenly buy from you, to suddenly say, I'll give this guy a shot, see what happens. And then some of these people may end up leaving reviews, especially if on the very last page of your book, you say, I hope you enjoyed this book. If you enjoyed it, I would greatly appreciate if you could leave a review. And you could even give them a link, and you put that link in your book, like when it's being finished. And then when the book is published, set up that link to redirect to the Amazon page where people can leave a review right away, just to make it easier for them. I use a little bit more of an advanced setup for this. If you have WordPress.org and you have the Pretty Link WordPress plugin, you're pretty set there. I know Bitly lets you customize the link, so as long as you're able to just make sure you have that link, then you're fine. So that's just some of the ways you get more reviews for your books from those people. You can also reach out to people and say, hey, I'm looking to get more reviews for my book. I'll send you a free copy. Are you interested? Now, there is some lingo you have to be careful about because you don't want you want to stay in compliance with Amazon. So you are allowed to say, here's a free copy, digital copy. I'll send this to you in exchange for an honest review. So it's not committing the person to leave a review. It's not saying, give me a 5-star. It's not, if the person leaves you a 1-star, going after them saying, what are you doing? I gave you this free book, change the review. It's none of that. All it is you reach out to people who have left reviews for other books in your industry, and you say, I saw you left a review for this book. I have a free digital book that I feel like would benefit you. Would you be interested in it? And I'd appreciate if you could leave an honest review for it. So that's the lingo you can use to approach getting more reviews for your books, especially from, again, like the people who leave reviews for other people's books, they are active readers, because to leave a review, you have to make it, from start to finish, or like read part of the book to be able to actually leave a good review. Now, not everyone will have their, contact information on their review page. That's just the nature of the process. But when you do find someone's email address, you're pretty set. One thing you can also do is sometimes they will have their profile picture, location, and nothing else, and their name. So with that information, you could just search their name on LinkedIn, find their profile picture that matches up with the Amazon, match it up by location too, because LinkedIn lets you filter people by location. And then just like that, you can be finding the person who left that Amazon review. We have D here. Hello, D. Thank you so much for coming on the live stream. I greatly appreciate it. And I mean, when it comes to just doing books with marketing that doesn't involve a lot of spend, like you could just get super creative with this process. I think the most important thing here though is just the relationships. The relationships really matter the most, because that's how you get a whole bunch of people to promote your books. Like if you hear about any affiliate marketing thing that does like 7 figures, I have been in the inside of those launches. Like I've been one of the partners promoting those types of launches. So it's pretty much they just gather enough people to promote their program, and then they just get enough sales. They hand out a lot of commissions and end up with 7 figures and back end and stuff like that. But the idea is that these people who have the successful affiliate launches, who have the best-selling books, have the relationships. The book that I co-wrote with 23 other authors, and it became a USA Today, Wall Street Journal bestseller. That was me, the other authors promoting, and that was also like each of us got one other person to promote. So it was really like, way more than 20. I'd say 50 people at least who had big audiences, who were known in the space, were promoting this book. And the big thing with relationships to know, and this is why I recommend the whole starting a podcast, interviewing people, and appearing on other people's shows, don't start building relationships when you need them. Build the relationships now so that when you do contact someone, they know who you are. Like I saw a lot of people in this live stream who I know pretty well already. I've had them on my shows, or I've seen them around on YouTube. That is building the relationship. Like when I interview someone for one of my podcasts or virtual summits, I don't really go into it expecting anything in return. But come like 2 years later, I have a book that's coming out. The other person has a book that's coming out. That's a collaboration that just makes sense. And when you have that type of network to tap into, rather than saying, oh, my book comes out in 2 weeks, let me start building relationships and getting to know people now, you have that bigger edge when you are working to build your platform every single day, instead of waiting until you need the platform, waiting until the book is coming out soon for you to go ahead and build that platform. So I definitely feel like I've covered a lot here in this video. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. I'm also happy to do free calls with people who want to see, how can they grow their books? How can they launch, grow, monetize a podcast that allows them to, get more book sales, client speaking gigs. So the ticker is there for people who want to schedule a free strategy call with me. I will be looking. Oh yeah. All right. D, we got Callie. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Yeah. I mean, so many people do focus on building their own platform, but I don't feel like people do it to the point where it's consistent. I feel like people think, oh, I have this book coming out. Let me build my platform and do all the stuff I was supposed to do a while ago. Keith, with both businesses, relationships. Yeah. Give more than you get. That is absolutely key. I mean, with interviewing, like it's not just one podcast interview, it's a virtual summit interview. I have 3 podcasts, so sometimes people bounce around and I interview some people on multiple podcasts, but you do want to give more than what you get, because that's just going to build the respect, the mutual respect you have for each other. And that's just a really great way to view relationships as well. It really challenges you to up-level your game. So, I mean, if you guys do have any questions like that go beyond this live stream, just like if you just shoot it in the comments, if you're watching the replay, I'm happy to answer that question. If you are someone who wants to, start selling more books, get started in podcasting or YouTube, those are the 3 things that I'm primarily focusing on right now, then I do definitely encourage you to schedule that free strategy call, see if we are a good fit for working together. But with, I do believe when you don't have as much money to play with, you do get more creative with how you promote your books. And then that's just going to help you expand, because think about if you are super creative and making things happen without the money, and then think about what then happens when like your books are selling and you're making the money and then you're able to scale. Callie, really awesome stuff. I mean, again, like comments like that as a creator, I definitely really appreciate those. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of the live stream. I now have to go through a process of stopping this. So like, I'm using OBS for the first time. So I have a general idea of what I'm doing, but I hope I'm doing it right. But thank you guys again so much for coming on this live stream. It does mean a lot to me. So signing off, what I want you guys to do is to dream big, achieve greatness, and unlock your potential today.